Welcome back. Here with us on Times Now. Amid the ongoing tension along the line of actual control, Indian Air Force Chief Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadoria, in a clear warning to China, has said that any serious conflict with India is not good for Beijing at the global front.
Yes, fire. An important question for all of us is, any serious Indo-China conflict is not good for China at the global front. Then it does not suit their grand plans, and therefore, what could be the possible Chinese objective for their actions in the north? This is important to understand. Was it simply military signaling or domination efforts focused in the region with adequate escalation control, which they seem to be exercising? Was it deployment and training of their Western theater forces in real war-like scenarios, wherein Galwan incident was an overreach? Or was it to fine-tune and enhance their military technologies and recognize and fill their gaps to get their forces to synergize in the new structures, in the new technologies, and whatever they have implemented in the recent 2 decades? Was it a planned escalation and attempt to get their claim lines and start borrow talks from new positions? In any case, what has actually happened is all of the above, irrespective of what was the starting objective. It could also possibly be a totally military-dominated misadventure that escalated. Given the rapid decrease in trust deficit post-COVID, the Chinese state position and possibly loss of face possibility, the action later on continued to escalate. So it's really important to have an answer to this question and have an understanding to it. But the important issue is that we recognize what have they really achieved, and initially whatever 4-5 points that I mentioned.
Let's now go across to my colleague Shrinjay Chaudhary joining us on the broadcast this morning. Shrinjay, good morning. So Air Chief Marshal Mr. Bhadoria clearly saying that, India has enough capabilities, but at the same time, he also reiterated that how Chinese have fully deployed their air assets to support troops along the line of actual control in Ladakh. What does it say about the kind of military level talks that India and China are having at this point in time?
Well, India is still awaiting the Chinese reply on the 9th level. But as far as the Chinese build-up is concerned, it's fairly formidable. In the Tier 1 airfields, we know like Hoping and Gongar and Hotan and Kashgar, they have about 80 to 100 fighters at any given time. And they include fighters like the J-7, J-8, J-11, J-16. The worrying thing about these airfields and Hoping and Gargunsa and Gongar is the fact that the Chinese have also deployed the H-6 bomber in the area, about 5 or 6 of them. And that is something that India is looking at. But there are more fighters in the Tier 2 airfields like Golmad and Korla and Urumqi and Yumchan. And that quite of concern. You have something like 150 to 170 fighters there, and including 1 or 2 of these really advanced planes like the J-20 and the J-31. Besides that, there is enormous level of build-up in terms of air defense systems, in terms of radars, in a number of places like Boggar and Khombazong and Pangta and Lindsay, where they have new air defense systems. That's clearly a way of accepting the fact that the Indian Air Force is pretty formidable too. And India has been forced to build up because of the Chinese build-up.
All right. Thank you very much, Shrinjay, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. With this, we are going to slip into a very short break. More news and updates coming up for you on the other side of first break. You can also get more details from timesnownews.com. Stay with us.